This is the story of a dream and how it took flight. This story begins many years ago with Georgia Perez, a community health representative in the Nambe Pueblo in New Mexico. Every day, as she visited the homes of her neighbors and accompanied them on doctor's visits, she saw how diabetes affected their lives. She was very concerned about the community's health and worried about the future well-being of the Pueblo's families and children. Then, in 1994, Georgia took part in the development of a new diabetes prevention curriculum at the University of New Mexico. Funded by the National Institutes of Health, the new curriculum was called Strong in Body and Spirit. That was when Georgia found a wonderful way to turn fears into hope. She had a dream about an eagle. In the dream, the eagle told her that many people were getting sick from what they called too much sugar in the blood. Georgia was well aware of the problems that type 2 diabetes can create for families and communities. The eagle said that in the past, when the people were physically active and ate healthy foods they hunted, gathered, and grew, they didn't get diabetes. The eagle gave Georgia a message of hope. Native people can rediscover their health and well-being through their own traditions. Georgia shared her dream with Dr. Jeanette Carter, the director of the Native American Diabetes Programs at the University of New Mexico. Dr. Carter encouraged Georgia to incorporate the Eagle's messages into the new curriculum so that people could hear about ways Native traditions promoted healthy food and an active way of life. She also encouraged Georgia to think about writing stories. Dr. Carter said that the power of words could reshape the way that people think. She envisioned a series of golden books for American Indian and Alaskan Native children that would allow them to see a future without diabetes. Inspired by her dream and Dr. Carter, Georgia wrote a poem, For a Healthier Tomorrow, which became the opening prayer for Strong in Body and Spirit. She also wrote a story, Through the Eyes of the Eagle, to share the eagle's vision that a new day was coming. To help the arrival of that new day, CDC's Division of Diabetes Translation launched the Native Diabetes Wellness Program. The Wellness Program had meetings between 1999 and 2002 with members from over 170 tribal nations. They listened to community leaders and educators, health workers, elders, and people with diabetes in their family. They paid close attention to the people's recommendations about ways they believed diabetes could be prevented and how the wellness program could best support their needs. Many participants said that the health of future generations was a major priority, but that communities needed more health education materials for children. They wanted materials that were always available and based on cultural traditions. Many agreed that they would like to hear health messages from Native people like themselves. They also said they preferred a more personal, traditional approach to learning, like storytelling. Buford Rowland, the committee chair and chairman of the Porch Band of Creek Indians, said that stories would provide an opportunity for parents, grandparents, and children to talk about the healthy ways of our people. It was becoming clear to the wellness program that storytelling was the way to go. And fortunately, there were stories already being told by Georgia Perez. Inspired by Dr. Jeanette Carter's vision and Georgia's stories and poems, the wellness program invited Georgia to write a series of books for children that emphasized native traditions of healthy diet and being physically active. Georgia thought about the stories she had been telling her grandsons, about gardens, games, and songs, and about the animals that embodied traditional knowledge. As she wrote, the child and animal characters in the stories began to come to life, and the Eagle books were born. Of course, children's stories need pictures too, so the Eagle Books team reached out to find illustrators to give the characters expression and form. Lisa Fifield, a member of the Oneida tribe of Wisconsin, Black Bear Clan, and Patrick Rollo of the Bad River Band of Ojibwa were chosen. Their paintings would give spirit and beauty to the stories. In all, Georgia wrote 4 books. Each story is centered on a lesson that Mr. Eagle teaches Rain That Dances, a young Native American boy. For the first book, Georgia chose the title of her first Eagle story, Through the Eyes of the Eagle. In this version, Mr. Eagle tells Rain That Dances that he is concerned that the people aren't as healthy as they once were. He shows the young boy how the people lived in earlier days. In Knees Lifted High, Mr. Eagle teaches Rain That Dances and his best friend, Thundercloud, the importance of physical activity. The boys play games and have fun discovering ways to be active outdoors. In Plateful of Color, the boys, along with their friends Little Hummingbird and Simon, meet Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit tells the children how Mother Earth provides life-giving water and many healthy things to eat. The children learn that fruits and vegetables are nutritious and quite tasty too. Tricky Treats is the final book of the series, and it introduces the trickster, Coyote. Coyote tries to trick the children into choosing unhealthy snacks over good, nutritious food. They learn about the difference between everyday foods and sometimes foods, and how to make good choices. Together with the Indian Health Service, the Wellness Program has provided thousands of Eagle books to American Indian and Alaska Native children across the country. More than 2 million copies of the Eagle books have been distributed to schools, libraries, health clinics, and recreation centers in Native communities.
I love the Eagle books. I think that I've never seen a kind of books like that actually kind of touches kids in that certain way, especially my brother. My brother is just so stunned that I was a part of the Eagle books. He loves the Eagle books. He relates to them. He's only 8 and he's like, oh, Rain That Dances. He's my age.
The Eagle books have been woven into educational programs like the National Institute of Health's Diabetes Education in Tribal Schools K through 12 curriculum, Health is Life in Balance. They are also being used by the U.S. Department of Education and the Office of Indian Education in their digital teacher workshops. These workshops support teachers of Native American students and provide successful teaching methods for elementary classrooms. Teachers like the Eagle books because the stories are a good basis for lessons. They've been used to teach reading and also for lessons in nutrition, science, and culture. And students enjoy reading the books after class, too.
My mom has actually been a teacher at the BIA school in Crown Point for about 40 years, and we distributed copies of the books for her classroom. And she continues to use these books in her classroom, and kids are kind of fascinated because they can see themselves in these books, whereas a lot of times they're not exposed to books that are geared towards Native children.
The Eagle books are also inspiring communities and children to think of creative ways to share the Eagle's message of hope. Student actors in the Chickasaw Nation are telling the story of diabetes prevention through a 4-act play based on the Eagle books. They created costumes and sets and played scenes from the books. Elders enjoy sharing the books because they tell a good message in a culturally meaningful way. Reading Eagle books together fits with the culture of storytelling and passing information from one generation to the next. In 2008, Patrick and Lisa's paintings were displayed in a national tour that was launched at the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C., and the George Gustav Heye Center of the National Museum of the American Indian in New York City. The paintings are also being exhibited at other museums, colleges, and culture centers around the country.
The graphics are wonderful. They're perfect for getting the message out there.
The Eagle books are even getting international attention. In the Marianas Islands, the books are being distributed through school libraries to help promote literacy and healthy living programs. They are a major part of the Mother Read and Father Read family literacy programs in the islands. What's more, children from all over the world can now see the eagle and Rain That Dances and his friends. CDC's National Center for Health Marketing produced animated versions of the Eagle books, which feature the voices of community health representatives and children from the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation in North Dakota. All 4 of the animated Eagle books are on the web on CDC TV.
I think it's a very good way to get to the message to kids because I think children's books, kids get really interested in those books.
For families, schools, and communities interested in learning more about Eagle Books' health messages, the Native Diabetes Wellness Program is now providing the Eagle Books Toolkit. The toolkit includes a variety of educational and promotional materials and resources that can be used in the home and at community events, health fairs, in schools, and at powwows. The Eagle Books were written for you, and they're free. Ask for them and give them to your children. An order form is provided at the CDC website, or you can call this number to get copies of both the books and animated CDs. Check the CDC website often to learn about new books and materials.
Because it's hard to change adults, but when you tell children the truth, they believe it. And children can change their family faster than any of us as healthcare providers can.